Hi everyone, Dave Bradshaw here, alongside Revolution Pro Wrestling owner and booker Andy Quildan. We're in the home dugout at Morecambe FC. We've just gone off the air just under an hour ago at Bash at the Bay. A unique afternoon. What an afternoon it was in this historic wrestling town. Lots to talk about. First of all, though, overall impressions. What a fun day we've had.
It's been a very fun day, hasn't it? And that's exactly what we hoped this would be when we came to Morecambe. I made no secret about the fact that we wanted to get this show over the line last year. I was hinting about it prior to Christmas. We thought we were going to be able to have everything done and announced before Christmas. As it turned out, it was, I think it was it 4.5 weeks, something along those lines in terms of confirmation to delivery, maybe 5 weeks. So obviously it was a challenging few weeks leading up to this, obviously, given the fact that our schedule has been so crazy as it is in the lead up to this thing. But yeah, like I think that when you do something like this and you can walk away at the end of it with a big smile on your face, I think it's a job well done. And I think that there's a lot of new fans there tonight, a lot of kids, young families. You know, I talk all the time about, pro wrestling and independent wrestling at our level being so critical about about getting in one fan at a time. And I think that's what we've done here tonight. So we've made a lot of people enjoy professional wrestling. We've opened our eyes to a lot of people, and we've had a lot of professional wrestling fans also come along, have a great time. So a very different style of show to what we normally have, but good pro wrestling is good pro wrestling, and I felt tonight was some good pro wrestling.
The sun's shone on us. It's been a beautiful day here in the northwest of England. Now, let's get down to business though, because there was a major development in our main event, the Revolution Gauntlet match. In the end, we had 8 competitors enter before we got a result, and the result was a pinfall victory for Michael Oku over the undisputed British heavyweight champion Jay Joshua. Now, as we know, when we were doing this last week in Doncaster, Michael interrupted us. He wants a title shot. We know that he's determined to get into that main event against Connor Mills by any means necessary for Wembley Arena on August 29th. Having now seen Oku get a win, which obviously is going to strengthen his case, in his mind at least, for a chance to face Jay Joshua, what's your latest thinking? Like, are you going to give him a title shot?
Well, look, there's a lot of layers to this, but here's my plan. Look, after we finish here, I'm going to go and talk to Michael, and we're going to figure out what's next. Has he earned a championship match? I believe he has. But we have to have a conversation, and we have to have a conversation because this is a crazy time which is going on right now. So we'll have a conversation, and we'll figure out what's next. As far as what's coming up next, next week we're live in Coventry. I'm going to give Michael Oku the week off, and I'm going to give him a week off, but I'm also going to bring Amira Blair to Coventry, and we're going to settle this Amira Blair and Sky Smithson deal, which is going on. But I feel it would be prudent of me to not have Michael Oku in the building at that time, because I genuinely believe that Amira needs to be focused on the task at hand. And I think that the reality of the situation is that her attention is divided with everything that's going on with Michael Oku at the moment. So that's all I can say right now. We'll see how this transpires, but that's what we're going to do in Coventry, which again is coming up. Everything's coming up thick and fast here in RevPro. So 7 days time live in Coventry, Mira Blair versus Sky Smithson.
Wow, so Blair and Smithson next week. Speaking of the women's division, another big win today for Alexis Falcon. It wasn't going to be a championship match against Mila Grace. In the end, Mila Grace managed to kind of goad her into it. We ended up with the title on the line, but just like we've seen time and again now, Alexis Falcon, when the chips are down, she finds a way to win.
Yeah, well, Mila Grace out Falconed the Falcon though, didn't she? In terms of getting that championship match, making that happen. And Mila Grace proved to be a very tough opponent for Alexis Falcon, frustrating the champion for large portions of the match. But again, it was Alexis Falcon who came out on top. I said it on her way to a ring, Inform Wrestling, Revolution Pro Wrestling. I genuinely believe that Alexis Falcon, you write her off at your peril, because I think we did. I think we can be accused of doing that because we did that against Danny Luna, and look at the end result. And again tonight, And she's proven that she's durable. She's proven that she's tough. She's proven she's resourceful. And once again, she's proven she can get the job done when that undisputed British Women's Championship is on the line. So right now, I'm not sure who or what can stop Alexis Falcon.
Well, speaking of people who would like to stop Alexis Falcon, another win for Kanji here today as well. A win over returning Lana Austin. Kanji obviously still has issues to settle with Rio after what happened at the Revolution Rumble last week, but you've got to be impressed. I certainly was impressed with seeing Kanji kind of get immediately back on the horse and get back in the winners column.
Yeah, listen, I feel that she's made no secret about that. She's always all business when it comes to bell-to-bell professional wrestling. This situation, and the only person who's been able to make it personal has been Alexis Falcon. This situation with Rio has come about due to business gone wrong, right? And sometimes that happens. So we need to clear up what's going on with Kanji and Rio. I feel like almost that this is. We saw how emotional Kanji got when she was talking about Alexis Falcon, right? And I feel it's almost a relief that there's almost a chance for Kanji to pause and focus on something else right now, because look at the headspace that Mike Loku's in right now in regards to like Connor Mills, and I feel like that was dangerously close to happening to Kanji, right? With what was going on with Alexis Falcon. So I'm not sure what's next for Kanji, but certainly after the Rumble last week, Rio and Kanji, this saga will go on. It will continue. But that's one of the most exciting things right now about the women's division is there's so many different things happening left, right, and center, and there's so many possible outcomes of what could happen. But again, right now, the one thing that remains constant, with all the changes that have been happening, the one thing that remains constant is our undisputed British Women's Champion, Alexis Falcon.
Now, another feud we were hoping would get settled today was one that started all the way back at the start of April. I'd say all the way, it's not that long ago, but it feels like a long time because
it's been a long time to be a Tottenham fan.
Feels like, well, it's gone all right today. Thank you very much. But there's a lot that's happened in those few weeks between RKJ and Drilla Maloney. And those two finally went one-on-one today. Big win for Maloney. Does that, in your mind, settle things between the two of them? Because I have a suspicion that in RKJ's mind, it might not.
I feel like they will just continue fighting forever. I feel like this is, and again, we said the first show back from COVID was headlined by Drilla Maloney versus RKJ. And here we are, 5 years later, Drilla Maloney versus RKJ. I feel like they're destined to fight forever. And the craziest thing about their relationship, their hate-hate relationship with one another, is that there is, I believe, an underlying respect between the two of them. And they both love to scrap. They both love to fight. And that's what leads us to situations like this. So, yeah, that's my thoughts,
Now, we had some other interesting results in the first half of our show tonight. Fuego with a win over Will Caven. Callum Newman back here for the second week in a row, the IWGP heavyweight champion, this time with a win over Thomas Shire. And then Shah Samuels losing to Man Like Doris in our opener. Samuels.
I'll tell you what we're going to do, actually. Yeah. So, you saw Shah Samuels attack Man Like Doris.
Right, after the bell.
Yeah. Doris wasn't happy, obviously. No doubt. So we're going to get a rematch on board. Let's get some matches out there for Coventry. Let's do Man Like Doris versus Shah Samuels next week live in Coventry.
Wow.
Obviously, it was a great way to start the show today. Great energy from both men. It was Doris who came out on top at the end, and Shah Samuels who didn't take that loss very well. But Shah Samuels may have woken up a sleeping dragon, a sleeping lyrical dragon. Do you see what I did there?
Very clever.
But I genuinely loved that match. I'd love to see it again. It's going to have a little bit more needle to it now as a result of Shah Samuels' actions tonight. But let's see a rematch between Man Like Doris and Shah Samuels in Coventry.
And you told us that Shire will be in Coventry as well.
Absolutely.
One called Manda's gonna be there. Anything else you can tell us about?
Yeah, well, I gave you on the commentary. You have to watch it back. Everyone watching at home, RevProOnDemand.com. I did give you the scoop that One Called Manda's would be returning as well, and you just absolutely just ignored me.
Well, I was cool.
You had other things on your mind, didn't you, Dave?
Professional, in the middle of calling a match, but they are going to be there. Yeah. We are excited about it. And can you tell us who are they?
BBC Sport on his phone.
Who are they going to face? Is my question. Focus. Will you focus?
Check out. This one's going to be check out the Twitter. Okay.
Okay.
Check out the Twitter.
All right.
That's
RevPro
what we're
Twitter
gonna
this
say.
week. We will X, not Twitter anymore.
Yeah. X.com
Give it a
/ I
program.
think it's RevPro UK. Stop RevPro UK.
Stop saying 6-7 on commentary as well. No one's saying that anymore. It's embarrassing.
My son is.
So, any other news you can tell us about Coventry, or indeed the week after when we're back live in London at Porchester Hall?
God.
Come on, now you're giving me matches.
No, look,
I want more.
Listen, we're moving at a fast pace. So Coventry next week. The following week, we've got live in London. Obviously, we know Eddie Kingston is going to be there, and I've got a stack of applications for who would like to compete against Eddie Kingston.
Who's at the top of the stack?
I don't know about it.
Tried.
So we're going to be figuring that out, and then that'll be announced very soon, i.e., 24 hours before the event.
I'm joking.
That's all getting dealt with. Any other scoops I've got for you? We're very, very close. We'll be announcing what about this one for you? This September, we're going to Europe again.
Ooh.
Okay, so can't say exactly where or when. I
Am
know.
I coming?
I know. As long as you don't keep needing those extra legroom seats, because it's costing me a fortune.
I'll talk about it off camera. September though.
This September we're going on a European vacation. So yeah,
lovely. Well, we'll look forward to more information about it. I feel like I've got quite a lot out of you today. That's good. Good journalism on my part.
Ultimately, I want to enjoy the last of this Morecambe sun.
You're staying the night, right? You're gonna go down.
Going to go to the beach. Going to see the Eric Morecambe statue.
Lovely.
Relive some memories from the old FWA days. Go and probably pay my respects to the site of the old Doncaster Dome. That's
a way away from here.
Oh my goodness. The Morecambe Dome.
Sorry, I should have let that slide. But
why would you be like that?
I wasn't going to.
Why'd you have to be the way you are?
Anyway, you know what? Hey, I'm going to let you go and enjoy it.
I was going to make a point of saying, when I was in Dallas, I visited the site of the Sportatorium. So I imagine it would be a lot like when I visited the ashes of the Sportatorium. It was here.
Patch of grass, isn't it?
It'd be like, Kevin did a poo in this.
I wonder how many of us have done that. How many wrestling bands have gone to that patch of grass in Dallas?
Lots of people.
Anyway.
But yeah, can I close and just...
what were you trying to say?
No, all I want to say is I just want to once again thank Morecambe Football Club for their hospitality. Fantastic club. And like I say, I'm added Morecambe into my list of teams. Of course, number 1, the Arsenal, champions of England. And I've added Morecambe to my list of teams. Obviously, Leon's on my list of teams after our great night with Leon.
Loved it.
But yeah, it's honestly, it's been a fantastic experience, and I genuinely hope it's something that we can continue to do, continue to grow, and learn from the lessons from this time to make next time even better. But it's been a great, fun day in Morecambe, and I'm going to go and get myself a stick of rock and an ice cream vanilla. My favourite.
That is a terrible dinner. Very unhealthy, but I'll let you go get it. Andy Quildan, thank you for joining us. See you next week in Coventry.